Hello, everybody. It is Dee and Renee, and we are excited to be here talking about Father's Day. And there's like a trifecta coming this weekend, Dee. It's not only is it Father's Day, it's the first day of summer is, I think, Saturday, and then we've got the summer solstice. So all of that is coming together. So it's all coming in threes today. So I was just talking to Dee about the weather. I'll tell you, I'm in Palm Desert, and it is a cool 99 degrees outside. And Dee's trying to match my background here with her beautiful yellow shirt. So Dee, tell us what's going on in the hat.
We're having a storm right now. It's pouring rain, pouring. There's no hail, so that's cool. We're 14 degrees Celsius, which I haven't figured out the Fahrenheit on that. I will, but it's not 80. Anyway.
80.
I know it's not 80, but it's pretty cool.
80's probably around 27, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm betting we're going to be like, 60-ish, 55, but it's yeah. But anyway, so if I pixelate out, guys, it's because of the heavy rain. So sorry.
No worries. So if you are on here live, give us a hashtag live. Tell us where you're from. Say hello. And give us, let's see, well, just give us a heart if you are excited about Father's Day weekend and the start of summer and summer solstice and just being alive and healthy at this point. So, important things to be thinking about. So Dee and I were talking, and we thought that, each year Dee always does a Father's Day show, but just talking about the general, easy things to do while you are getting yourself healthier, losing some weight, and staying on a low-carb lifestyle plan. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to pop these up here, Dee, and you can talk about your recipes this week. I'm going to take myself down.
Okay, so this is kind of a whole platter of yumminess. So just some ideas for a Father's Day barbecue, potluck get-together, family get-together that encompasses a whole lot of different food and protein choices. So you will see a grilled steak, you will see some grilled shrimp, some grilled mushrooms, and some grilled chicken. So there are, 3 protein sources represented that can all be grilled really, really quickly. Also, the chicken and the shrimp can also be air fried. So if you end up like we're having a day like today and it's pouring rain and you can't go out and start the grill, we're going to give you some other ideas on how you can prepare that food. The mushrooms that are also on that platter can be done hot or cold. So they are marinated mushrooms, and I'm going to give you a recipe that can be used either hot or cold. So if it's super, super warm where you're at, you might not need or desire warm side dishes. And if you are where I'm at today, you might really appreciate a warm side dish. So that is our first platter. So this is my cauliflower side salad. I haven't actually decided what I want to call this cauliflower salad, so I will take suggestions. I really don't like to call it faux potato salad because it's not potatoes. I personally could care less if I ever saw a potato in my life again. So it is a cauliflower vegetable salad that is absolute delish. It is loaded with other select and unlimited vegetables. So really fibrous and low calorie radishes and celery. I throw in colored sweet bell peppers for flavor, color, and texture. Parsley. You could have it as a side dish to your protein, or as in the picture, you can simply add eggs or chicken or anything like that to make it a complete meal. So if you are in a real hurry and you need a satisfying meal done really fast, folks, don't forget about eggs. So your body uses the entire egg. And egg, if you don't have allergies, is nature's perfect food. It is 100% bioavailable to your body. Also, when you're talking about a Father's Day potluck or barbecue or just a get-together, deviled eggs, hard-boiled eggs, pickled eggs. So they're a great side condiment to recipes as well. So this is my Cajun chicken done on the barbecue. Those are little chicken tenderloins. They're called chicken tenderloins. So they're the small pieces of just pure chicken breast. You can buy them fresh or frozen, really quick to defrost. And I use Louisiana style seasoning on these chicken breasts. And so you could do them blackened chicken on the barbecue. So simple. You don't need oil. You don't need any coating. You can simply brush the chicken or rinse them under water, and all your delicious seasonings will stick. And grill ready or air fryer ready. So I'm going to give you versions on how to do both. They both cook equally as fast, and you're both going to get that nice, like slightly blackened chicken. So if you wanted a true blackened chicken style, you actually have to use some oil, and which if you are in maintenance, you add that in, no problem. You could brush your chicken tenders with that before adding the spice. And the spice is so easy. So you can buy it pre-done as long as there's no added sugars or fillers. And it's going to be black pepper, white pepper, cayenne pepper, thyme, oregano, little bit of garlic and onion powder if you like. I'm going to caution you on both of those spices though. If you are in any type of a losing phase, they are super high carbohydrate. So I always like to use those two really sparingly and then add fresh garlic and fresh diced onion into the mix, either as a finish or fresh garlic right into your rubber spice. So just keep that in mind. Yeah. Oh, there's our platter again, just in a different presentation. I have to tell you guys, I was trying to get pictures of my food before the storm rolled in last night, and my timing wasn't great, so it was a little dark. So I was just trying lots of different shots. So again, the shrimp that you had the shrimp that was just here, that actually is the exact same seasoning as the chicken. So it is like a Louisiana style Cajun spice that you can make blackened chicken, blackened shrimp, fish. So think of any type of cod, whitefish, mahi-mahi, anything like that. Super delicious and fast on the grill as well. Then is our zucchini chips. Now, these guys were not done on the grill, but these were actually, you've probably seen us show you zucchini chips before, and there are very many different ways that you can make these. These were actually basically dehydrated in my oven while I was doing all the rest of the barbecuing, making salad, doing food prep. So at 225 degrees, so really low, on parchment paper, I brushed them with a little bit of olive oil, and they actually have a spicy dill pickle seasoning. So there is dill and of course salt, a little bit of garlic, a little bit of onion powder, tiny, just little smidge of that, and sprinkled over top, popped in the oven. And honestly, at that temperature, you can almost forget that you're cooking something because you don't get a lot of aroma. So set a timer But the beautiful thing about that is you can let it go for an hour and a half, 2 hours. They won't burn. They come out perfect, and the seasoning is amazing. So I'm going to give you a seasoning option for some zucchini chips. Awesome as a side dish, again, or just in a bowl on a table for snacking. So if you want some really healthy, low-carb snacking, zucchini chips are amazing. If you are in maintenance, you can increase the oil that you use, so your healthy choice of oil. Brush the zucchini chips on both sides before placing them on parchment, sprinkle over your seasoning of choice, and basically dehydrate them at low temperature as well. Zucchini is awesome on the grill, just grilled really quick over your hot temperature on the barbecue, just like your steak. And just a tip there, add your oil and your seasoning when you're done grilling. Otherwise, the oil just grills off and the seasoning basically just falls off. So do it to the finish. And then for dessert, any of you that follow our pages knows that I have been on a rhubarb pie kick for a few weeks. And I want to talk about this for a little while because rhubarb is a really underutilized vegetable. We know it as a fruit. That's what we're most familiar with. And it makes the most delicious pie on its own. So it does not matter what program you're on, if you're in a losing phase, in a maintenance phase, this is an amazing dish for breakfast, lunch, supper, but I love to serve it as dessert. And it is simply stewed down rhubarb. You can use a sweetener of your choice if you like, even add a little bit of cinnamon. If you prefer, there's just a touch of water to help stew it down. I use sugar-free Jell-O as a base. You can also add a tablespoon of flavorless gelatin to help the pie hold its shape. And then I make a crust out of protein powder. So I like vanilla, chocolate chip, pancake, a protein powder base, a touch of water, and a beaten egg. And I actually prepare the pancake in a pan, just like a great big pancake, and then I press it into a pie plate and then prepare my filling, pour it in. It sets beautifully overnight. And all the pictures of those wonderful little pies that you see there were for clients in our clinic today, showing them how you can make absolutely scrumptious desserts for either your own enjoyment or you're celebrating. So super easy.
Oh, that was awesome. Dee's clients, they get all the good stuff. I'm not a cook, and how's it? So each person got their own little personal pie. Is that what you did?
Well, actually, so that was designed. It's actually serving half a packet of Jell-O and half a packet of protein pack. So it actually equals one serving of an unrestricted protein, 1 cup of vegetable, and 1 sweetener.
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Fancy. Yeah. What I thought, we'll say hello to a couple of people. Well, nice to see you. Hello. She loves the blackened season. Mm-hmm. What is it? I always, I love blackened salmon or, whatever they're blackening. What does that mean when they blacken something? It's
the blend of spice and it's usually an oil. Butter burns off too fast. You can do it with butter, but butter will blacken too fast and you can have undercooked with the black. So it's basically just charring the outside with spices and oil to get that lovely spicy crust on your protein. Super, super tasty. What I kind of like about blackened dishes is it uses just a lot of spices that you traditionally would add to almost any dish, but you can control the heat. So I love cayenne pepper in recipes. I know you've seen me, I add it to salads. I just like that little touch of heat, but in a blackened chicken, or chicken or steak or whatever, you can really control the heat. So you can blend up your own spice blend. So if you're like, I just like the color, not so I don't want my mouth on fire. And it's really great because I got all my boys home right now that they were my taste testers. And so the shrimp, they were like, whoa, mama, back off, like a little too much. And they were like, okay, the chicken is good. So like, kind of get that feedback. And I have one guy that really doesn't appreciate heat a lot. And then I have one that's in the middle of the road and one that's like, bring it on. So it's kind of cool. So you can kind of really, when you're doing your spice blends, and I'm a huge fan. I mean, if you find spices that are clean, that you love, and they're pre-done in the jar, go for it. But don't ever be scared to mix up your own either. And if you don't know, how to do that, or if you've got an old jar of your favorite, flip it over, take a look at what the blend is and purchase those spices and get online and just check it out. Do some Googling, how to mix spice blends, and you'll catch the hang of it. I know that when we write recipes, it's sometimes hard because I am very much just a person. And then you have to go back and remake the recipe and actually measure what you're doing to taste. And so I really encourage you, anytime that we give you like a base recipe or idea, if you taste it and you don't love it, that's okay. Add what you love to make it your own. It's really important that you enjoy the food that you eat. If you are just eating to get through your day, to just make it through another day, you're not going to eat healthy for very long. You won't. You have to really find things you like and make it work for yourself.
That's such an important statement there, Dee, because I think it's something that, I definitely, as a coach, run across a lot, is that people are just trying to, lose their 20, 30, 50, 80 pounds and not really enjoying the journey. And we have to enjoy the journey. I want to say a couple of hellos here. Sherry McKay is from British Columbia. And Alana says hello.
Hello, Alana.
Kristen is saying hello from Chicago. Thanks, everybody.
Hello, Kristen.
If you're on here, give us a shout out. Give us a hashtag live. Tell us where you're from. So Dee has absolutely no idea what I'm going to do next. But what I thought we would do, Dee, is honor our dads a little bit.
That's
so
awesome.
I would pop myself down and let you talk a minute about your.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, everybody, this is my dad, Albert. He lives in Alberta, Canada. He is an amazing human being. So not just an amazing dad and grandpa. He is a great mentor, and he's just a good human being. And when I say that, I know that many of you will understand what I mean by that. He is never a follower. He never diverts from what he believes in, his morals, his good, always, doing what's right. It's a really great way to be raised. And I know that many of us come from different backgrounds, and I was raised in a farming background. My dad worked really, really hard, and he still does. So my dad still farms. He just had, this picture is at his birthday in April, where we were social distancing, visiting in his shop. That was for his 74th birthday. He is all of the grandkids. He is their biggest fan. So he loves to come watch all their sporting events and genuinely, truly interested in everything that they do. And if I'm not a good daughter and I don't keep in touch, he every week or he will just phone to check it out, to make sure we're okay. And he genuinely wants to know what we're all up to and what we're all doing. So my mom and dad have been married for 52 years. And I am super blessed just to have this man in our lives still. So yeah.
That's awesome. And so I'm going to pop my dad up here real quick and talk about him for a minute. So these are my parents and my mom and dad. This is their 25th anniversary here. My dad passed about 6 years ago. But like Dee was saying, my dad, he wasn't afraid to believe what he believed. He couldn't be told, he couldn't be skewed from his integrity, his honor, the way that he believed and the way that he taught us how to be confident and think of ourselves and to be honest and really kind human beings. So, whether our fathers are with us or not, we're always celebrating those people. And so oh shoot, there you are. I thought, oh no, I lost her. But whether we have our dads with us or not, it's always important to honor them and think of them. So Dee had no idea I was going to do that.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome. That's a good surprise.
Yeah. So just before we go here, let's say hello to Marie. Marie, thank you for joining us.
Hello, Marie.
And we have Lori coming in from Windy, Nebraska.
Oh, Windy.
And we have Marie is from Oregon. Thanks.
Oh, cool.
You guys. We're all over the place today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So Dee and I, we have about 8 minutes left, Dee, and so you were going to talk for a minute about how our world is opening up and what that means. We've been pretty sequestered, and I know I've had a lot of super successful clients meeting on Zoom every week and staying accountable and cooking for themselves and making their foods, and now it's going to go topsy-turvy. So I'll let you talk about that for a minute.
So, one of the really, really big resounding takeaways from this time was that your health is number one of importance. Those that are not healthy and have immune or compromised immunity, whether that's due to obesity, diabetes, if you have any comorbidities, they knew that you were super at risk. And that in itself adds just a lot of stress and anxiety and unknown to your life and hence lifestyle. So what we know is that it is really super important at no matter what stage and age, you need to take care of your immune system and your health. And one thing that you have 100% control over is what you put in your body. You have that control. And so when you can't control all the outside factors around you, you can't control, where mystery, viruses are being spread and whoever and whatever, you can control your choices. So most of us and those around us, we're eating at home, we're buying our own groceries, not eating out a lot. And now as things slowly start to open up, we'll just want to remind you that don't lose sight of your health goals. We as well have seen very successful clients during this time really come to terms with that this was a great time to really focus on health and not all the other external reasons why you may want to get healthy. So, instead of hearing reasons like, well, I want to just look good in my bathing suit, or I have a wedding coming up, or I have a holiday coming up. Now, don't discredit those reasons. They are all important reasons. They really, truly are. Feeling good about yourself is an amazing thing to do for yourself. So while those are still factored in there, what really came down to it is that I have no interruptions. I have this time to really get healthy. So as we can start getting back together a little bit, I know for most of us, it's going to be different across North America. What our gatherings are allowed, how many, the limit of people that we're allowed to be on. But most of us are going to be in situations where we can go in restaurants again, we can have backyard gatherings or gatherings up to where we are outside is up to 100 now. As long as you're social distancing, inside is 50. So don't lose sight of all the hard work and health goals that you have put in place during your quarantine. Keep practicing those really good habits that you're developing and really practice that willpower muscle. So you might now be around people that are tempted to steer you down the wrong path or tell you that what you're doing is not smart, or they've got a better, idea of what healthy looks for you, or you just need to go and run those stairs for 2 hours, girl, because that's what's going to do it for you. So don't let everybody get into, don't let anybody get into your head game here. If you're going strong, stay strong. If you need to reach out to your support system for that, do it. And whoever your support system is. So that was one of the other things, Renee. I don't know if you've seen this, but I've seen people genuinely come up with some impressive resources for support as well during this time, because they're truly really discovering so many personal things about themselves, and I love it. I don't know if you've got some examples, but so many of our clients are figuring out their triggers. They're figuring out what's maybe what else is going on in their life that contributes to why they don't take care of them.
Yeah, absolutely, Dee. And I do want to give a shout out to, I had right at the beginning of the quarantine shutdown, which was around the middle of March here, I had a family of 4 come to me. First it started the mother, they're all teachers in some form or another. They work for the school district here in the Palm Desert area. And she, the 2 ladies, one's type 1 diabetic, one's type 2 diabetic. And then the husband and then the other son-in-law, they all came for different reasons. but the mom was really she really realized, geez, I'm really compromised right now. I'm type 1 diabetic, and they came, and as of yesterday was week 13, they have lost a combined over 100 pounds for 4 people. and you know what they do? They cook together. They make different recipes every week. I know I reached out to you last week and asked you for a lettuce wrap recipe. Yeah. And the mom was like, pineapple, that sounds awful. And so they just started, making their own lettuce wrap recipe. I was like, there's lots of things you can try. But yeah, absolutely. People are supporting each other more. Whereas a lot of times in the past, what we've seen is, one person starts to try to get healthy, and then the other people are like almost attacking them because they're not ready to get healthy, and it's great to see people supporting each other. So yes, love that. Before we go, let's say hello to Melissa, and Dee works in Red Cliff Pharmacy. Melissa's the owner over there. So lots of good things, and so I think, the main thing this week is we have the longest day of the year, summer solstice, which has its own spiritual effects and effects on our system as the day is the longest day. And I know there's a lot of people that celebrate summer solstice. And then the first day of summer, usually during the spring, everybody's going crazy because they have all these trips planned, and they're going to be wearing their, bikini or just, wanting to get into a bathing suit or whatever it is. And so a lot of that has changed. People staying more local, doing things more at home, cooking more at home. So this is a great time. Interesting. And then, you know, shout out to all our dads. So Dee, thank you. You know, you're always come up with the good stuff, the good recipes, and if you have a couple last words before we head out.
We have so much good food. So if you're stuck, send a message. I'll dig up something for you. I have so much stuff that I sometimes forget what I have, and I'm not even kidding. And I'll peel across something and go, oh my gosh, why haven't I made this in forever? Because it's amazing. Even like the pie that I'm talking about today, that's an old recipe that I made a million years ago, and I just kind of put it in the back corner, and then I revived it about a month ago, and I'm like slightly obsessed with it, which it's okay. If I really love something, I want to share it. But for summer solstice, you need to go outside. You need to take your shoes off. You need to put your feet, I don't care if it's in the sand or on the grass or in the water or even on some really chunky pebbles, but just, you know, ground yourself with Mother Earth. We've been having some spectacular sunsets. So along with this crazy weather and the storms, that we always get crazy weather in Alberta. We just had 3 hours from us, we had $1 billion storm roll through Calgary, which absolutely ripped the siding off people's houses and took down trees, the main freeway. So picture your interstate flooded with cars underneath it. That happened 3 hours from where I live. So Mother Nature she's powerful. So anyway, get outside and get grounded with her. Enjoy the stars, the moon, the sun, whatever it is. Take some time to get your feet up in a lounge chair and read a good book, or do a round of golf, or, you know, go for a paddle board. And you know what? It's okay to quiet your mind too. So do something that brings some energy back to you on the longest day of the year. Yeah, take advantage of it though.
All right, everybody. Great words of wisdom, Dee. Great recipes. Have a great weekend, you guys.
Bye, everybody.
See you soon.